Good morning. This is Chloe Papadakis, and this is today's Quiet Echo. I spent Tuesday taking down a wedding, not mine. I planned them, and festivals, and the harvest supper, and the little town things nobody thinks about until they walk in and something in them goes soft. Oh! This is lovely. I had spent 3 whole weeks on this one. The lights strung in the trees, the long tables, the flowers I drove 2 towns over to find. And then Tuesday morning I was alone in the hall with a broom and a stack of folding chairs, taking it all apart, hauling the beauty out to the truck in black plastic bags. By noon the room was just a room again. Nobody who dances at a wedding ever knows who made it lovely. I am not complaining. It is the work, and I love the work, right down to the black plastic bags. But I was standing there in the quiet, in a certain mood, the one every maker knows, the one where you wonder if the loveliest things you make just vanish. When I read about the tapestry, you may have heard about this. This autumn, for the first time in nearly 1,000 years, the Bayeux Tapestry is leaving France. It is going to a museum in London, and the tickets sold out so fast they broke every record the museum had ever set. People are lining up from all over the earth just to stand in front of it. If you have never seen it, it is a long strip of embroidered cloth, wool stitched into linen, and it runs about 230 feet long. It tells the story of a war, the conquest of England, all the way back in 1066, kings and soldiers, horses and ships. There are 626 people stitched into the cloth. Every important man of the age is in there somewhere, named and remembered, and made immortal. And here is the thing I cannot stop turning over, standing in my empty hall with my broom. We do not know the name of one single person who made it. Not one. Not the one who drew it. Not the ones who dyed the wool. It was almost certainly a whole room full of women, English women, who gave years of their lives, years and years, pushing a needle through the linen inch by inch, 230 feet of it, stitching a story to outlast every kingdom it pictured. And they did not sign it. Nobody wrote their names down anywhere. The most famous piece of handwork in the whole history of the world, the thing 1,000,000 people will cross an ocean to see, and the hands behind it are a blank. And there, right there, is the whole story of making. The named order the thing. The unnamed make it. And it is the made thing, not the names, which lasts. Now, I could tell you this is a tragedy. Those lost women, their names gone forever. But I have come to feel almost the opposite, and I suspect they might too. They made something so good it outlived every single king woven into it. Their work is going to draw crowds 1,000 years after the last person who ever knew their faces turned to dust. They did not need a name on it. The needle was enough. Let me tell you about a woman named Ruth. When I was a girl here, Ruth did the flowers. Not just the flowers. Ruth did the whole feeling of a room, every wedding, every funeral, every Christmas pageant, every long table at every harvest supper for about 50 years. All of it was Ruth, up a ladder, humming, with a roll of wire and a bucket. She taught me everything I know about making a room feel like something, mostly by letting me stand at the bottom of the ladder and hand her things. And I will tell you, there is not a plaque in this town with her name on it. There is no Ruth Memorial anything, but I cannot walk into the church, or the Grange Hall, or the library at Christmas, without seeing her hands and how the light falls. She is stitched into this whole valley, 230 feet of it and more, and almost nobody left knows to say her name, and she would have laughed out loud at the very idea of a plaque with her name on it. The room was the point. Making the room lovely, for you, for people she would never meet, was the whole and entire point. Ruth understood something about the tapestry 1,000 years before I did. So there I decided standing with my broom is what I was really doing. Not being forgotten. Making, adding one more lovely, temporary thing to a world running almost entirely on lovely things, made by hands you are never going to get to shake. So here is what I want from you this week. When you walk into a room somebody made beautiful, when you eat a meal somebody made with care, when you pick up a tool fitting your hand as though it were poured for it, go looking for the maker. You will not always find a name. You almost never will. But you can feel the hand. You can always feel the hand. Somebody stood right where I stood on Tuesday, tired and glad, and made this for you, and then went home, and left no name at all. Go and find the hand. And if you are a maker yourself, unsung, taking down your own quiet wedding this very morning with your name on nothing at all, hear me. It counts. It lasts in ways you will never see. Sign it or do not. The needle was always enough. The front porch is open. And I have a question for you. Who is a maker in your life whose name never gets said, whose hands you would like to thank? Come and tell us about them, and if we get something wrong, tell us, and we will run the correction. The readers of the Cedar Valley News are gathering to share their stories and keep company with respect and no party lines. Come sit with us. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Chloe Papadakis, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley News series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the events planner and her town are fictional, the Bayeux Tapestry is real. The roughly 230-foot embroidery in wool on linen depicts the Norman conquest of England and the Battle of Hastings of 1066, and contains 58 scenes, 626 characters, and 202 horses. It is believed to have been made in England, likely in Kent. In the 11th century, the identities of its makers are unknown. It is a UNESCO Memory of the World item, and from September of 2026 through July of 2027, it will be displayed at the British Museum in London. The first time it has been in England since it was made, in a record-setting loan from France. Sources include the British Museum and the Bayeux Museum.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.